Welcome all grade 11 students to the ScienceNest YouTube channel. Today I am going to teach you lesson number 1, the plant tissues part 3. Today the lesson is complex permanent tissues. There are two main categories of plant tissues. Those are meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. In the first video of this video series, I have taught you about the meristematic tissues. There are three types of meristematic tissues as apical meristems, lateral meristems and intercalary meristems. Permanent tissues can be divided into two categories as simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. In the second video of this video series, I have taught you about the simple permanent tissues. There are three types: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. In this video, we are going to learn about complex permanent tissues. There are two types as xylem and phloem. Now we are going to learn about complex permanent tissues. Different types of cells together form a complex permanent tissue. I have told you before that there are two types of complex permanent tissues as xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem are found in vascular systems of roots, stem and leaves of the plant. In this picture you can see this is phloem and this is xylem of a plant stem. Next complex permanent tissue type is xylem tissue. This tissue composed of four different types of cells: xylem vessel element, tracheids, fibers and parenchyma cells. In this picture, you can observe the four types of cells of the xylem tissue: xylem fibers, xylem vessels, tracheids and xylem parenchyma. From here, we are going to discuss about those four cells one by one. First cell type of the xylem tissue is xylem vessel element. Xylem vessel elements are cylindrical elongated cells. Xylem vessel elements stack on top of the others and the cross walls are dissolved to form a continuous xylem vessel. This tubular structure helps in transportation of water. In this picture, you can observe all the parts of the xylem tissue. And also we can observe clearly the xylem vessel elements. Xylem vessel elements stack on top of the others and the cross walls are dissolved to form a continuous xylem vessel. This tubular structure helps in transportation of water in plants. Let's move to learn about tracheid. Tracheids are elongated, spindle-shaped cells. They also help in transportation of water. This is the figure of a tracheid. Next cell type is fibers. Xylem fibers are narrower and shorter than tracheids. Xylem parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma are living cells with a thin cell wall. They involve in food storage. In this picture, you can observe the four types of cells in the xylem tissue: a tracheid, xylem vessel element, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. You can see the xylem fiber is narrower than the tracheid. And also in the xylem vessel elements, their cross walls have dissolved to form a continuous tube. Xylem vessels, tracheid and xylem fibers become dead due to lignification of cell walls. They provide support to the xylem tissue. Let's move to learn about the functions of the xylem. Transportation of water and minerals to the plant body which are absorbed by the plant roots is the main function of the xylem. In this picture you can observe the transportation of water. The plant roots absorb the water and it can transport throughout the body by using the xylem tissue. Next function is providing of mechanical support to the plant body. Second part of the complex permanent tissue is the phloem tissue. Phloem tissue is composed of four different types of cells: sieve tube elements, companion cells, phloem fibers, phloem parenchyma. In this picture, you can observe the longitudinal section of phloem tissue and also the cross section of phloem tissue. There are sieve tube elements, phloem parenchyma, companion cell, and also a sieve plate here. In this cross section, you can observe the sieve plate very clearly. First type of cell is the sieve tube elements. The sieve tube elements fuse end to end and the cross walls are incompletely dissolved to form a sieve tube. The cross walls in these sieve tubes are called sieve plates. Sieve tubes transport food, mainly sucrose, throughout the plant as a solution. In this cross section, you can observe the sieve tube elements very clearly, and also the dissolved parts of the sieve tube elements can be observed as sieve plates. Next cell type is companion cells. Companion cells are elongated cells associated with sieve tube elements. The nucleus of the companion cell controls the activities of the sieve tube elements. Sieve tube elements lack of nucleus. So all the activities of the sieve tube elements are controlling by the nucleus of the companion cells. In this picture, you can observe with all the sieve tube elements, there is a companion cell near to that. Sieve tube elements, companion cells, and phloem parenchyma are living cells, whereas phloem fibers are dead and found scattered in phloem tissue. Functions of phloem tissue: food transportation throughout the plant body. That means translocation is the main function of the phloem tissue. In this picture, you can observe the phloem translocation. This is the end of the complex permanent tissues. If you want to watch more about the plant tissues, you can refer the other parts of the video series. I have given the links in the description box. Thank you for watching. Subscribe the channel and click the bell icon to watch more videos related to you.